Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are just after market close on Thursday, November 4th. We're going to take a look at SoFi. SoFi just having another great day today. I mean, it's kind of more boring than a plus 12.5% day, but I mean, just look at this string of days that we've had 12.5, just barely green, 1.23, 1.35. I mean, stringing them together quite nicely, and then 1.44 today. I don't know why this says 1.35, but in any case, just a phenomenal run that it's on here since breaking this long-term downtrend resistance level on the weekly, signified by here, and I'm frankly quite shocked that it's keeping pace so far above this uptrend support, which is very steep. So just looking really, really phenomenal to me. So on the daily, I mean, to me, it just looks like the next big thing to do is flip that 2371 from resistance to support and have a go at 25. That's what I'm focused on at this point. Anything to the downside, I would look for 2289 to hold and just kind of go from there. Now, I was tweeting out a bit in the intraday earlier today, and I'll sort of point out what I was looking at that time. I didn't spend much time later on in the day or the second half of the day because I just got busy and didn't have time to check in. But in any case, this morning there was this basically pennant forming symmetrical triangle. That's what I was trying to think of, and this topping out area, right? And so I was basically tweeting out the pattern that was evolving here, just knowing that a big move could come out of a symmetrical wedge like this, and but then looking at this as a clear area of caution, if you will. And it went there 3 times and just couldn't get through. Unfortunately, I mean, this was definitely the best chance because it would have been a break of this wedge and would have also been the 3rd time testing this level to see if it had sort of exhausted all the selling pressure there, and it hadn't, and then it came in hot and heavy, right? So that big move out of the wedge came to the downside, but that 2289 showed up for us 3 times critically today. 3 times before noon it showed up and really provided a great bounce area. And then, this area was also evolving as kind of a challenging level around the VWAP. You see it just couldn't hold it there and fell through the VWAP, and then was having a struggle with the VWAP as it approached this area again, and just had a lot of selling pressure there, right? I obviously had to step away, but if I had extended this out, right, it would have been that it couldn't hold up over this area here either, and then we had a bigger sell-off, but just kind of spent a bunch of the day chopping around the VWAP here. And so, like I said, not the most exciting day, but a green day nonetheless, and this is just such a tremendously strength-induced run. It's really buoying to the spirit, to be honest, after some of what longer term SoFi enthusiasts and holders and traders have endured over the time. Now, before we flip over to the data, I do want to mention, if you haven't clicked the survey or the form in the description below, I would ask you to do me a favor, do me a solid. It's the very first thing in the description below. Folks have been sort of pondering if I would consider doing a Patreon. I would, but I would need to understand better what folks are looking for and what that would look like. And so I put out the survey to kind of see, to just sort of like crowdsource some ideas for what folks would be wanting from that sort of a thing. So I would really, really appreciate it if you could give that a look. I'm thinking once I have 50 responses, I will sort of condense all of the info and make a decision then. So we have a little ways to go, but if you could do me a solid and have a look at that and put in your 2 cents, even if you don't think you would look, at a Patreon membership to pay, putting your thoughts down there would still be helpful to me. And like I had mentioned yesterday, this doesn't mean that the free YouTube videos will go away. This would just be in addition to the free YouTube videos. I would still continue to do YouTube. You wouldn't probably see any change to the YouTube schedule or videos in any way, shape, or form. So don't think that that would replace this and that it would just be a pay me money or you don't get anything. Definitely won't be that. Okay, so let's flip over to the data. Well, sorry, one thing before we leave here. I mean, we had mentioned this yesterday, but in case you missed it, there's this larger cup now forming, right? We had looked at this cup, this like inner cup, but if you then broaden it out and widen it out to the next level, there's this slightly wider cup, right? And then there could potentially be this slightly wider cup here at 25. And then ultimately, if we're able to make a run toward the high 20s, there could be, this would be kind of a janky cup, so probably not, but probably the, the last cup that we have is at this 25, but I do think we have a second cup forming here, and then potentially a third cup right around that 25 level. So just kind of interested to see what happens right around this period, because I do see the formation taking shape of a second and a third cup potential. Now, I know this isn't SoFi, this is Sava, but I had mentioned Unusual Whales. They are not sponsoring this, they aren't paying me a dime for this, but they are really fantastic. And so I would implore you, especially if you're interested in options or if you trade options. If you don't, but you're interested, do a ton of homework before getting into it. I've blown up several accounts by trading options too early on without understanding what I'm doing. You can absolutely take your account to zero really easily. But Unusual Whales had tweeted out some flow for Sava, and I think I took this position yesterday. So I held this for, I think, less than 24 hours, maybe about 24 hours. I bought one call option because I didn't know. I haven't been super familiar with Unusual Whales for a long time, for $130. And today it was up to $1,400 plus. So, I mean, or I guess it was over $1,500. The return was over $1,400. So, I mean, I'm just reminding folks, and the reason I had brought it up in SoFi's video last night, because they tweeted out a bullish flow on the options chain for SoFi. So go check that out in last night's video if you missed it. But you know, this is just to say it's worth looking into. There's definitely some proof of concept that I'm seeing here, and I'm probably going to start paying for the service soon. And you know, I'm sure you folks will sort of benefit from some of the insights that come with that, much like you do with me paying for my Ortex and sharing it with you folks. But Ortex at the moment, I mean, look at this price change last month at this point, the rolling month, 42.7% up. So again, just congratulations. I hope you're feeling, you know, loose and light and happy with these gains. And on the short side of things, shorts coming up a smidge today, still just 8.63% of the free float being shorted per Ortex estimates. Days to cover still coming down, cost to borrow and utilization quite low. So nothing really concerning on the short interest side of things as far as I'm concerned. So pretty happy with that at the moment. And that's about all that I think we have for this video. I hope your trading day went well and that you are able to finish the week off strong tomorrow. And I appreciate you watching. I will see you in the next video.